guys, let's take a look at the chart. As I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, we have the weekly chart, which posted a quite hideous candle. Quite hideous candle. I'm going to tell you why I don't really care. I'm going to tell you why I don't really care and why I haven't cared in the past in similar situation. It's worth watching, but I'm not going to obsess over it like a lot of people. We had this weekly candle. We had 3 green weeks in a row, all the way up from just under around $40,000. Breakout, made a higher high. These are all bullish things, and none of those have been invalidated. That's why you got to realize, even if we get a little retrace, that does not invalidate in any way the bullish case that we have right now. But the high, this purple line, 59,985, was previously the highest weekly close ever. Obviously, the black line up top, 64,899. I'm trying to say prices for you guys. Trying to say prices. Above that line was the all-time high, right? So what did we end up with this week? Well, we got a shooting star candle right here. That's when you have this long wick and a tiny body. Shooting star candle, which is definitely ugly. And to boot, a shooting star through the all-time high, closing way below. So that's a bearish SFP as of right now. We've talked about this a million times. I won't talk about it too much more. But when you wick above a key swing high, it doesn't have to be an all-time high. It's just above this swing high after all this price action down and back. Generally viewed as a bad thing, means there's a ton of liquidity. But everybody knew there was a ton of liquidity above 65,000, right? We all knew there's a lot of people who were late buyers in the 60s who were waiting to get out at 65. We all knew that's a psychological level. We all knew that they'd be selling. We all knew the Bitcoin futures was going to launch. We all knew there was a lot of things going on that would say, hey, maybe we're going to chill here for a minute. So that's what I think is happening. And most importantly, an ugly candle, a bearish SFP, all these things require confirmation. They all require confirmation, right? So if this candle, it's not even a day in, by the way, but let's say that it's the end of the week. If this candle printed after this, it theoretically invalidates that candle. Any green candle this week without a long wick up would theoretically invalidate that candle. So you need to wait until the next week, the next candle close. And this goes for every time frame. An hourly, you wait for the next few hourly candles, 4 hour. Point being, on a weekly candle, this could take so long. Like you could say it played out after price is already in the 70s. Right? So I'm not worried about this at all. I just will be keeping an eye on this weekly candle. And for now, I think anything above 60. I mean, how could you be bearish on Bitcoin above 60,000? Even if we got a retrace finally to test this. Listen, the whole time after we broke 42, I said we should retest 42. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It took 7 or 8 weeks to get there and back to do it. In theory, we should eventually, doesn't mean we will, retest 53,000. That has not happened. So if that happened, would you all get bearish at support again? Or would you say, hey, beautiful bullish retest like I was pointing out here when everyone was talking about 10K? Let's take a very quick look at the daily. Obviously lost the all-time high there and the highest daily close. Now we are holding support though at 59,603. You can see there's a very strong support. This swing high right here. So to me, this is all just ranging now, trying to find a new direction. Right, we're above 59,603, below the highs. Maybe if we break that level, we start talking about lower levels. If we break above, we'll start talking about higher. And on the 4 hour, I'm in it before anyone else is. Gonna call the head and shoulders that doesn't exist yet, but you're gonna see it all over social media. So I want to be first to talk about it. Of course, we have a potential head and shoulders, but potential is the word that you need to know. There's no such thing as any pattern until there's confirmation. So you literally don't worry about it. Literally don't worry about it. Yes, we have a left shoulder with a volume spike right here. We have a head with a massive volume spike right here. That's how you confirm head and shoulders, by the way, the volume pattern. So what we would need for this to actually be a head and shoulders in this case would be a break of this red line, and there would have to be a major volume candle when it happens right there, right? If that happened, your target's around 51,000. They rarely hit their targets. That could give us that 53,000 level if that happened, right? That same level we were just talking about. But you don't even worry about this until that red line is broken. It's not even a thing, right? And anyone who was trying to short the weekly head and shoulders that Michael Burry was talking about got absolutely wrecked. Still trying to short it. Have fun, right? But we do have this key level. This was the high here, 62,944. So yeah, we want to see it above that, and then we can start talking. Right now, you know, we don't want to get rejected at that level.